So this right here is a 2008 E92 M3, and this car right here has been my dream car for the longest time. I know I told you guys that the F80 was my dream car, but honestly, any M3 is a man's dream car. You have to understand that. This thing is absolutely clean. I'm so excited I can't even talk, honestly. So basically, Paul bought this car because he really wanted it. I was standing there watching him bid on it. I'm like, man, I really wish I would have found this car, and it was just too clean to pass up. And he ended up buying it, and he even ended up buying a bunch of parts for it as well. And then as it was sitting there, I was eyeballing it, and he was eyeballing it, and you know,
Paul was also eyeballing his boat that needed a lot of attention.
Paul was looking at his boat. He's like, man, that's a lot of work. And then he's looking at this car, and then he's got another BMW that needs a quarter as well. So he offered the car to me, and there was no way I was gonna say no. I know the F80's not done. It's just sitting there up on the lift, just looking lonely and everything, but there's no way I was gonna pass up this car. Look how clean this thing is. Just look at this car. Now, yeah, we got it a little bit dusty, but like, look off in there. Look off in there, man. Look at that. Look at these seats though. With just like a little bit of love, they're gonna look brand spanking new. Oh, I didn't even notice that thing was open.
Look at that.
Hey, I like the divided seat. I didn't even know it had that.
Oh yeah, the little
the division there, the center console. You guys know the first thing I do when I get a car, I search it. You never know, there might be millions of dollars in it. Look at this. This piece of carbon right here, this canard, is worth probably about $46.99.
Hey, I know a guy that might actually want that.
On his Fiat?
On his Fiat.
All right, so let's walk around this car and really appreciate
the beauty of it.
Yeah, to begin with, we need to appreciate the wheels. Work VS's? Are you kidding me?
These are beautiful wheels.
Look at that. With just a little bit of buffing and polishing, I believe that these things will look brand spanking new. They're not curbed anywhere. They're not damaged anywhere. Absolute win on the wheels.
Is this your first time owning two-piece wheels?
No, one time one of my wheels broke in half, and so this is my second time.
Okay, yeah, so
yeah, but
well, that was actually a four-piece, right?
Yeah. Moving right along from these beautiful wheels, we see the amazing pieces of carbon here, and I say amazing because
you don't even have to install them.
Exactly. Like, I already came up at least like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 grand just by buying this thing. Just the wheels alone, I think probably around 3K, maybe something like that. And then with all the carbon pieces between the front and the back, well, I can't count the front because they broke, but you know, the sides and the back, I'm thinking at least $500-600. It's real carbon, so that's right.
Yeah, you even got the carbon back here.
Yeah, even got the little carbon around the mufflers, which is a super tasteful mod there. Very nice.
Dude, that's nice.
What do you like about it, Buff? How much you want? I take 20, as is. If you like it, you'll go and pay for it, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's keep going around the vehicle. Now we're entering the territory of what's going on with it, you know?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I was on that side, and I was liking the look of the car, but
I know, I wish I could just park it one way. That way you don't even have to see this side. But okay, so quarter panel, possibly some inner structure damage. I do not know. Maybe. I think the biggest plus on this side is that the carbon didn't get broken. Like that, for me, that is a very big plus, because what I would have probably done is remove the other side and not put the carbon back. So the fact that it's there and it's not broken, huge win. And I also believe that this side skirt right here is savable. I think that's just scuffed up. I bet a little bit of lacquer thinner.
Yeah, that'll buff right out. I mean, honestly.
Matter of fact, watch this. Look at that.
Oh,
the
wow.
rubber is coming off. Look at that. Look at that. Ain't even gotta sand it. See, that's the good thing when you hit something right in the wheel, it doesn't damage it as much.
Got a little nick right there, but
that's nothing. I think that's just, you hit that with an 80 grit and some Bondo, and boom, you chilling.
Why don't you go ahead and buff all this out too?
Buff all what out?
This little scratch right here on the side.
I did not know that these cars had plastic fenders.
That's pretty cool though. You don't ever get dents on these cars. Look at that. You basically own a Saturn.
A what?
A Saturn. This is basically a Saturn.
You ever played Universal Frisbee, Ben, Nate? I said Ben because I usually say that to Ben.
Oh, right after you play some Frisbee with him?
Yeah. You want to play some Frisbee?
Nah, I'm good.
Anyways, one of the biggest things that I'm actually worried about is the mirror. The mirror is a very important part of this car, and it's missing, and the new door did not come with a mirror, so I'm gonna have to find that. I feel like that's gonna be very expensive. You come over here and look at this side.
Is it the one with the blinker on it? Because if it's got the blinker on it, it's not really important.
Blinker on it. It's just like has like all these curves and stuff. But I kind of want carbon fiber on these, like my M3.
Wait, who cut that, bro? Someone cut your mirror.
I cut that so it folds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But let's pop the hood on this thing.
Yes, sir.
See what's going on over there. Who knows? Maybe it's a 4-cylinder.
Hey, what about the hood? It looks like you got some damage right there.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's appreciate the under hood situation. It's all looking pretty good. It doesn't look to have been damaged anywhere before. No like frame damage or anything that's obviously visible, which is
yeah,
good.
and all the service was done on this car.
Even if there was some sort of minor situation.
Hey now, I do see something here. This is a little suspect.
That is very suspect. I did not notice this. This looks like a very questionable repair.
I mean, they didn't do a bad job. They could have just did a better job making it look better, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you on that point, Nate. Another thing I just noticed is that this fender's been repainted, obviously.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense.
So I feel like there may have been some sort of minor collision here. There's one more really cool feature on this car that actually was quite the selling point for me, because if you guys remember on my F80, I was really excited about the carbon fiber roof, but then I realized that it's just a wrap. It's not even real. So I was like walking around all depressed and stuff. I was like, I really want a carbon fiber roof. And so when I seen that this car has a real carbon fiber roof, you know, I had to jump on it. You know, I paid $2,000 extra just because of the roof. As you guys can see,
That's
it's
so nice,
real
dude.
carbon. Not only is it real carbon, it's in perfect condition. There's not a scratch on it. Okay, so that's a really big plus. So I guess the worst things about the car is the airbags and the quarter panel. That's about as bad as it gets. And then also, I do believe we have a bit of an issue in the front as far as the front bumper goes. We've got some damage here. Looks like a gas station safety pole or something very odd.
Hey, I don't know, that yellow kind of looks a little bit familiar, man.
Yeah, right. What I think happened was he got sideswiped, and generally when you get sideswiped or hit on the road, you kind of panic, or you even get knocked out and you may go off the road. So if you're lucky, you actually stop and, you know, make sure everybody's safe. But I think this guy ended up plowing into something like a safety pole or something. So we do have some oil leaking there. So what we need to do is we need to remove this front bumper cover to assess what is going on underneath there, and probably have to replace an oil cooler before she'll run. All right, so before we get this thing on the frame machine, Paul has a little job on one of his cars that needs to be done. It just needs to be pulled out. So we're gonna knock that out real quick, and then we'll jump back on this one. All right, so basically very minor collision on this one. So what we wanna do, we wanna get it all pulled out. That way, obviously what I said before, we need to get the other car on the rack. This is a much smaller job, so it can just be pulled out, and then the rest of it can be completed on the ground, like the scanning and all that. Okay, so she needs to come straight back.
Right.
And then we're, yeah.
Square.
And, yeah, we're not gonna worry about tearing that. So we'll use the boat anchor. We've got it strapped down in the front, and we've got it strapped down to the side, so we're going to throw the boat anchor in there and see what happens to it. And hopefully it'll just come out and be good. All right, so for our, what I call preliminary pull, we are going to simply throw the deep hook in and try to pull it straight, see what happens. What you want to do is you want to pull it slowly and just see how the metal reacts. All right, let's go, Pablo. down, slow down, slow down. I have to weld a little bracket right here. We've got the battery box pulled out pretty decent, and I found out by looking at the other quarter panel that this section right here is not bent. It's supposed to be like this. So basically, now that we've got this pulled out, this will get cut off, and then we'll straighten this out just a little bit in the corner here, and it'll be fine. And back here, we are planning on splicing it in, probably half the frame rail. So we'll use this as an overlap and replace this entire corner along with this tail light inner structure and the quarter panel. So now what I want to do is go ahead and just tack a little piece of metal right here and give this a tug just to pull it. Here we do see that there was a little bit of a kink, so we want to pull on that. Even though the gaps here are pretty much factory and there's probably no reason to even pull on that, I'm still going to do it because Paul wants me to do it, so I'm going to do it. Bit of gap deviation here. So, oh look, that gap actually opened up. All right, so basically all the framework here is done. The lid closes beautifully. This gap is a little hair smaller, but that's simply because this quarter has to be replaced. But if you look on this side, the gap is absolutely perfect. So we are ready to take it off the rack and do the rest of it on the ground. So now let's get back to the E92. All right, so we need to go get a battery for the car. And we're gonna run over to Chuck's over at Quality Battery, only guy we deal with as far as batteries go. So let's hop over there and grab one. We need to tell Dak that he's gonna take his car in the morning and then people make him buy something out of that. I need All right, so the main reason that we got the battery for the car right off the bat is because I want to introduce you guys to a sponsor of ours. We are currently working with a company by the name of Carly, and Carly is a very interesting and very useful device to have. Basically what it is a Bluetooth device that plugs into any vehicle made after like 2001 and up. You'll have a OBD2 plug. All right, so some of the main features on the Carly device can read all of your OBD cell codes, anything that your car can communicate to you, the Carly can read. You can also check a used car for like odometer fraud, or you can check the past behavior of the driver that drove the car and see how they drove it. Also, you can reset the service interval. So like when your oil light comes on telling you need to reset your oil, you change your oil and then you can reset it with this device here. Also, you can unlock hidden features in your car, also code stuff to your car. So like say if you want your blinkers to not turn on when you close the lock, or if you don't want your automatic folding mirrors to fold, or any other number of little custom things that you want to change on the car. If the car has that available in the ECU, this device right here can change that. Okay, so the app is telling me that we need to turn on the vehicle's engine, And since we cannot start this car due to the lack of the oil cooler, we're gonna run over to the F80 and run the Carly system on it and let you guys see how it works. So right now we are connecting to the F80. It's going to do a little bit of processing, and now it's generating vehicle insights. If you're wondering if this will void the warranty on your car, it will not. If you use this program properly, it will not void the warranty on your vehicle. Also, if you're worried about the coding and stuff, about something messing up, this will actually make a backup copy of your ECU before it does anything to it. So you can always reload the previous codes. And then also another cool feature that Carly has on BMWs, it scans the ECU prior to doing anything to make sure that it hasn't been tuned or messed with at all. So that's pretty cool as well. And here you can see we have a health report. When you click on that, you're going to see everything here: ABS, traction, air conditioning, airbag, anti-theft, battery, chassis electronics, comfort system. That's all the functions that are available in the ECU. So when you hit check for issues, it's going to start the check, obviously. So we'll give it a little minute or two and let it figure it out. So my overall car health is very bad. It says very bad. It literally says very bad. Thank you, Carly. But this is good news because it's actually telling you what's wrong with your car. We have 82 issues on this car. It's like this is the poster child for a Carly ad right here. Now we could clear these issues with the Carly app, but we don't want to do that because, you know, we need to go through and figure out what each one is. So we'll go back. We can go into coding and check coding possibilities. It's going to check compatibility for coding, and what that means is it's going to look through the car system and see what we can change and what we can tweak and what we can replace and upgrade. So you can change stuff on the heads-up display. You can mess with the lights in the front, the mirrors, the engine start-stop, the seat heaters, the windshield wipers, the comfort functions. You can change the park distance control, the rear view camera. You can change a lot of stuff. You can change the start in eco mode, the blind spot detection, the anti-theft, the seat memory, the active sound, the heating, the air conditioning, and all these different options is where you can go in and change all your creature comforts. You can make it to where, you know, your dash lights up different ways. You can change the way the lights come on when you crank the car up. You can change the way the seats move. You can change a lot of stuff with the car on this. And the cool thing about the Carly system is they focus a lot on BMW. A lot of their technology and a lot of their research and stuff, they specifically make sure that they can mess with BMWs all day long. So that's really cool because we love BMWs and, you know, we need something to scan them with. Definitely a very cool app. Here we have maintenance. You can reset your battery, you can reset your oil light, you can do a DPF regeneration, you can code your knock sensors, the engine adaptations, the transmission. If you do own a car and maybe you are a DIY mechanic, or maybe you're an actual mechanic and you know, you want to have it in your own personal car if you work on it. But either way it goes, even the average person, I think, can benefit from having a Carly device just because of how easy it is to use. And not to mention the fact that once you start using it, you're going to start learning a lot more about your car. You're going to start learning things you didn't even know. And you're also going to break out of your comfort zone and start doing things with your car that you may not have thought about before. Because with the Carly app, you know, when it tells you a code or when it tells you a problem or it gives suggestions in there as well, you can always punch that code in on the computer and go on the forums and find other people that have the same issues, and you can figure out real life problems just like that. So I think that's really cool. So with all that being said, Carly, we highly recommend it. So go check them out. We'll drop a link in the description below. They have a 30-year warranty on the device. So that's pretty cool. That's a long time. I don't think you're even going to need it for that long, but that's a really cool feature. And also, if you buy the license, you get the Carly device for free, which is also really cool. So go check them out, hit them up, and I promise you, you're not going to be disappointed. Now we're going to jump back on the E92 and pull apart the front end, see what's going on under there, and see what we need to order. Man, we've got some destruction going on.
So to get this thing on the frame machine, we're gonna have to loop these lines, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, if this wasn't an M3, that would be fixable.
If it wasn't an M3.
But also, I am gonna fix it and sell it to an M3 owner who's poorer than you.
Is that it? Dang, I hope my radiators are good. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Nothing's damaged.
Yeah, it looks good under there.
Heck yeah. All right, so we got the car stripped down and we actually went ahead and got it running. I did really want to hear it run, so we let it run for a couple of seconds with our little hose cooler down there. But we don't want to run it for too long because that thing might pop off and put oil everywhere. So we're making a list of everything. That's basically what the reason for this video was, to kind of introduce you guys to the car. And also I wanted to tear it down on camera, obviously. So you know, to get a list of the parts and everything. And who knows, maybe somebody out there might have something that I actually need. So if you guys are out there and you have maybe possibly an oil cooler for an E92, please, I'll pay. I do not pay full price though. I do haggle. So yeah, but that's gonna be it. We were going to actually put this thing on the frame rack today, but you guys seen that little Civic we picked up from Chuck's. It just needs a very minor pull. So I think I'm gonna do that first and then put this car on there, because this thing's got to be on the frame rack for a couple of days and that can be done in just a few hours. So, you know, gotta kind of weigh and balance our time. So that's why we did not get it on the rack, but we do have the door, we have the fenders, we have the quarter panel, and we have all the airbags besides the battery cable. So that's really good. Basically, the only thing I'm missing is that mirror, the oil cooler, the plastics in the front, and the front bumper cover, along with like that well, I'm probably gonna replace both fender liners because I don't like the way they are. But possibly might even replace that headlight as well because I don't like a glued headlight. But let me know what you guys think about the car. Let me know if I got screwed or not. I'm not gonna tell you guys the price, what I paid for it just yet. I'd like for you guys to actually guess. What do you guys think I paid for it? So I bought the car and I bought the door, the quarter panel, the fender, and all the airbags all together with the car already from Paul. So let me know what you guys think. I'm really interested to see what you guys think that I paid. And also tell me what you would pay. You know, like, what is this car even worth? I think it's a pretty rare car. What do you think, Nate? It's a pretty rare BMW.
Yeah.
And it's really clean, too.
They're getting hard to find.
Yeah, they're getting pretty hard to find. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you are interested in seeing us rebuild this thing, hit that subscribe button. And if you like the content, hit that like button as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.